Hello and welcome to
Hi.
Eurovision Site's YouTube channel. My name is Jazzi and I am here with Richie from Papīra Lidmašīnas, who will be competing in the final of Latvia's national final, Supernova
Yes.
2024 on February 10th with their song Mindbreaker. So I would just like you to start things off by introducing yourself and introducing, I guess, the band as well, because
Yeah, great. So us as a band, actually, to simplify things, in translation, the name that you just said our band is, in translation, that actually means paper planes. Like pretty straightforward. So that's our English name. I don't know why they didn't put it in the name for Supernova, but hey, we are where we are. So we've been playing together for about 10 years, I would say, and we've mostly played parties and events and like, festivals and stuff like that. And only recently started making our own music. And by recently, I mean like last year, I believe. And a year later, we are already here and we have an album planned in May. So it's been an uphill climb so far. We've been doing great. We're very happy. We still play parties and we're going to continue to do that. So our main focus is that we're having fun. We're having fun with all of this, with making music. We're not trying to prove anything to anybody. We're just being ourselves, and yeah, that's the magic of it.
for international Eurovision fans, this will be the first time they really get to know you. Could you tell us a little bit more about the band and how it all came together at the start?
Yeah, so I myself have been a musician like my whole life. I've been singing. I've been in Supernova myself in 2015, the year Aminata went. Also went to the finals, and but so the band basically, I dropped my music because I had a child on the way and I had to like do something more solid with my life really, to get some bases. And at some point, I actually realized, no, I can't go without doing something with music. At least play parties, do something. So I got together the most random combination of guys, like literally, because our bass player is like pretty much a metalhead. He plays in a Latvian band used to play in Bloody Heels. They toured America and stuff like that. And our guitar player is like an ethnic Latvian music producer. Our drummer is an academic, and our piano player is more of a pop producer. So we're from totally different worlds. And somehow we came together, and some chemistry happened on and off stage, so that we're real good friends. And we're proud to say that we've been sticking together, and we haven't like changed anybody of the band throughout all these 10 years, whereas many other bands have, from disagreements and whatnot, what have you. So we've been, so far, as I said, we're just having fun. We got together on the randomest, how random we are as people as well. But like together, the community and the communication and the chemistry happens. So yeah, and you can see that and feel that from I hope from the stage and from the screens that we are here this year on Supernova. But yeah, so we just came together, started practicing, started rehearsing. First 2 years about we were no concerts, no gigs whatsoever. We were also under a different name where I wanted to play country rock music, and we actually played only one concert with country rock songs, and that was that. Never again we played those songs. We learned new ones and played on like towing ships on cruises for a little while. We played like outside of Latvia, but yeah, basically we played parties and events. So we just adapted to the market really, and so we're still here. We started making our own music, and yeah, we're having fun with all of that.
That sounds really fun.
It is.
I'm going to move on to Supernova now and just start by asking what made you as a band want to participate in the Latvian selection?
Oh man, I don't really know because uh, as I said, we're in the process of making an album. We're almost there, almost done, and we had this one song that was like, it's cool, but that doesn't really fit the album vibe. And we're like, what do we do with it? It's not a bad song. So we're just sitting in the studio, or I believe it was backstage of some gig, and he was like, "Oh, we could try Supernova." I'm like, "Can we? We just started. I mean, isn't it too early to, you know, pop out there already?" He's like, "Nah, let's try that." And once it settled in for me, we had the beat, the music almost done, and once it settled in for me that we could go to Supernova and just, you know, YOLO it, just send it in, see what happens. If it gets there, it gets there. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And so yeah, then I started writing the melody and the lyrics to be a bit different than the typical radio song. You know, put in a phone call in the song, do some weird things, and make it a bit more calculated, like the la la la's in the chorus. Some people like it, some people don't, but it's like those little things that get people talking. So our main goal really is to maybe not to be remembered by, maybe if not for the song, but as the band in general, so we have a basis to continue, you know, growing. So our bigger focus is us as a band than the song this year. So maybe in a couple of years when we've actually grown and a bigger audience and a following, then we can like improve and make it bigger and better.
Okay, so you are participating with the song Mindbreaker. Can you tell us a little bit about what the song is actually about and how you want the audience to feel when they listen to it?
Yeah, so it's a pretty it's an ironic song really, because there are so many love songs and so many depressive songs, and if it's about pain, the songs, and they're depressive and slow and minor keys mostly. So what I wanted to do was turn it around a little bit and make it like a sweet sour thing, where the theme is actually quite not pleasant, but at the same time I'm laughing at it. So it's an ironic song. So it's about uh, basically a toxic relationship of any kind, either it's between two people or you know, or a dog and a cat or whatever. So when you've reached a certain point where the other person talking to you is like, yeah, I hear you, but I'm not listening. So yeah, la la la, that's all I hear. Like, keep talking. Like, so that's what it's about. So that moment when you reach that critical point where there's no coming back, you're like, yeah, say what you want. Like, screw you, I'm gonna do me. La la la, bye bye. So that's the whole idea. Yeah. So if people can resonate with that, you know, not be sad about it, but, you know, laugh about it. So I believe if somebody gets that message across, I'll take it.
So when I am recording this, we are only a few days away from the Supernova final. How are the preparations going for that?
Oh man, I mean, this period has been crazy, honestly, because they actually announced the semifinalists a month before the semifinal, so we didn't know. We really weren't expecting to get in because, you know, in Latvia we're sort of a small country, and we know everybody kind of knows everybody here, and we all always know somewhat the people that do apply to Supernova, or some of them. So yeah, we weren't expecting really to get in, so we didn't have a plan or had any put in any thought in our performance. So the preparation for the semifinals was very fast. I mean, it was very like intense, honestly. And to this final, we only have a week. So what we've been doing is we're gonna change our outfits. We're gonna do it differently. The scenography, the stage performance is gonna be mostly the same. We're gonna add some effects with like props, some changing our outfits and stuff like that. But all in all, it's more or less the same. But like thinking of something new to do in the final that you didn't do in the semifinals, because, you know, we had to like put it out there on the semifinals so we would get to the finals. But to get to the finals, so we have to think of something new, and that's not always easy. So we're playing around our name mostly, which is Paper Planes in English. So we're gonna add some paper planes, obviously. And if you saw on our on our outfits on the semifinal, there were like little paper planes on the sleeves, on the back, and stuff like that. So we have elements of that. So we're gonna have the same, different but the same style of outfits. In the finale, we're gonna have some paper plane props. They're gonna be spotlighted with like different colors. Maybe play around with them. The problem is that to make those actual normal paper planes that we fold as kids, you know, to make them look good on TV, you have to have so many of them. We're just throwing one or two or three does nothing. It just looks stupid, honestly. So we're thinking about how to make it like somewhat impressive. Yeah. So we have some changes in mind. So we'll see. We'll see how that turns out.
So obviously, if you win Supernova 2024, you go on to represent Latvia at Eurovision. Do you guys have any like memories of the contest, or do you have any favorite past entries? It can be from either Latvia or any other country.
Oh, speaking for myself here, because nobody, no one else is here. Sure, I have a few entries I really like. On the top of my head, it's really hard to remember. I remember a few years ago, Azerbaijan had a crazy, it's Hour of the Wolf, it was called. I listened to it like quite a lot. It didn't get it far, but like I guess I'm one of those people that I don't really follow Eurovision that much, but I do watch it and I do listen to the songs, and some of them stick to me, and then I keep to stick with the artists and like follow their progress. So I'm one of those people. And yeah, from Latvia, I mean, we've had some great entries that actually didn't even get to Eurovision, or didn't even get to like the semifinals, because like the thing is that the songs that get into the semifinal are all determined by like this jury that we have. They're all a secret. Nobody knows who they are. So, and a lot of songs get left out, and just either to make a show for Supernova or stuff like that. But a lot of good songs do get left out often. And some of my favorite songs are from those who did get left out and didn't qualify even for the semifinals. That's from Latvia. But like honestly, every year there are several songs that are like really, really good and like resonate with me. Almost none of the times they are winners, but like as a person, I enjoy them as much because I listen. Like every musician, we listen to music a bit differently. Like we listen to the production, we listen to like the effects and how it's made or balanced and the shape of the song, rather than just the message of the song itself. So I have a lot of entries in Eurovision songs that I do like and still listen to. Yeah.
So if you were to win Supernova 2024, you get to go to Eurovision and represent Latvia. What would that mean to you as
Oh man.
a country?
Oh, that's a tough one. Because, well, honestly, like I don't even know. Because like we have, as I mentioned before, we play parties, we play events and festivals and stuff like that, not with our own music, just a cover band. We started as a cover band. We still are a cover band. We're going to be continuing to be a cover band. And we have these gigs booked. Like our whole summer is basically like full already with gigs, and even after that. And it would be funny actually to like play for it. We would technically need to raise the pay for our gigs, but we wouldn't, because as I said, it's like a hobby of ours, a very intense hobby, honestly. But for us, man, that would be crazy. I don't even know. Like I said with the semifinals, we don't have any expectations. We go in, we do our thing the best we can. If it works, it works. It doesn't, hey, we still have a lot of plans in the future to do. So we're not putting a lot of hopes into ourselves, I guess. We're just doing what we know how to do, not trying to prove anything to anybody, just doing our thing, and hopefully people get with us. Yeah. So no plans really. Honestly, I would rather go to Eurovision when it's like somewhere a bit more interesting for us, because Sweden is pretty close. So I would say like, I don't know, like Turkey or Australia would be better. if like this year they win, then we can go to Australia next year. That'd be great.
So I've seen on your Spotify account, you guys have released a few other original singles. Is there any
Yes.
songs from your collection so far that you think fans of Mindbreaker would also enjoy?
Yes, actually, that our whole album in May is gonna be very pop style music. After which we're gonna try to shift towards more Justin Timberlakey, funky genre. But the first album is gonna be very, very, I wouldn't say similar, but in that genre of Mindbreaker. And so our previous song that is called Day What Likes, it's like Time for Dancing, is actually was for 2 or 3 months, top 5 played in Latvia, like total. And the other a different song was top 5 yearly in a radio station. So we're doing quite well. And so yeah, Day What Likes is very, very close to this one. It's very dancey and fun, really to listen to. And musically, it's very like fresh, I would say. So that one.
So you guys mentioned you're a cover band. So do
Yeah.
you guys have any musical inspirations, like any artists that you like to cover?
Yeah, honestly, we love playing. Of course, we often play the songs that are played everywhere, like Bon Jovi, "It's My Life," AC/DC, "Highway to Hell." We play those for sure. That's a normal thing. But we actually, for ourselves, we love playing something that's like challenging, keeping it fun for us. For example, we recently started playing a few Toto songs, like Rosanna or Africa, and those are really interesting. Also, like Queen songs that not every band can, well, they can play it, but the singer can't really sing those songs that are difficult. So we like to push ourselves, like also not only with songs, but combining songs. For example, we have a song from ABBA, Mamma Mia, that we have mixed together with Eminem with Lose Yourself. So we have a lot, we do a lot of fun things, yeah, on stage, and we try to keep it interesting for us, because I believe personally that if we're having fun on stage, we're doing it because we like to do it, not for the money or anything, then it gets through to the people that are listening. And I think that's one of the main reasons we've gotten so far so quickly as we have, sitting here, because I know a lot of bands that actually, when they get on stage, you can see it in their faces. It's a job for them. It's work, and I hate that. I never want to get. Never want to be that. I want to keep enjoying it. At the moment I start feeling like it's a job, I say to the guys, "All right, let's take a week break. Let's come together, get a rehearsal going. Let's do something fun, so it's interesting for all of us." So, what was your question?
Do you guys have any musical inspiration? But I feel like you've answered that really well.
Inspirations. I mean, yeah, we personally, like, speaking for me, like as I said, every guy has a different genre that they love. And for me, honestly, I love the classics. I love Elton John. I love Freddie Mercury. I actually love Adam Lambert. I learned all so many techniques trying to replicate his singing. So those are my inspirations. And musically, our band's inspiration, the direction we're going is like One Republic, Maroon 5-ish, something like that. As we've seen in Latvia, we have a specific genre that people resonate to the most. This isn't one of them. So that's why we're doing it. So people would, like, expand the view.
So that brings us to the end of this interview with Richie from
That was
Humor.
fast. Wow.
Thank you for this opportunity, and good luck in the final of Supernova 2024
Thank
next
you so much.
Saturday. Is there anything you would like to say to the international viewers of that Eurovision site?
Thank you so much for listening to us and to acknowledging us. That's a huge compliment to us as me and to us as a band. And the biggest shout out is to America right now, because I checked on Spotify that our Mindbreaker has like 30% of our listens are from the USA for some weird reason, even though they're not even participating in Eurovision. So the song has went quite well in the US. So, but thank you to everybody who's listening. Let's keep in touch. If you ever want to talk to us or chat with us, feel free to message us. We're just five guys, like, with kids. We're having fun with all of this. So if we get like people wanting to talk to us, hey, let's do it. If you want us to play in your wedding and you live in like Spain, let's go for it. Should be fun. All right.
If you have enjoyed this interview, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can be notified whenever we have a new interview come out. Also, be sure to check out our written article over at that Eurovision site when this interview comes out. Also, be sure to follow us on all social media at that Euro site on Twitter, Facebook, Threads, Blue Sky, TikTok, Tumblr, and Instagram. Also, be sure to check out the podcast version of this interview over at that Eurovision podcast on all streaming sites. And all that's left for us to say now is bye.
You sound very busy. All right. Thank you so much for the interview. Yeah, it was great. I loved it.